Hello everyone, welcome back to Coding with Wes Pye. My name is Wes Pye, and today we're going to be doing a video on list methods. Now, I just recently, literally like maybe not even an hour ago, just dropped the list video, and that was quite a lot. I didn't even get to the point of showing these list methods and how to use them. Um, so now we're going to actually dig into that and we're going to use it. So here is where we're going to get going. First, we're going to declare a list and we're going to then assign a variable to initialize it. Then we're going to actually add some data to the list, right? Just like that. Now, from here, what I also want to come back to is we talked about this delete keyword. Now, there was a thing that I realized after I finished this video, the list video, was that we actually have the ability to remove just an element with the delete keyword. Okay, so and what we're going to do is list. First, we're gonna print the list. Obviously, you know what it's going to show: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, um, what we're also going to do is we're going to do this list delete del list 1, and it's going to be at the index of 0, and then we're going to print list 1 again. Okay, take a look at that and you will see that we just deleted that element. Okay, so delete is not only just useful for deleting the entire element, but also elements of an array or a list in this case. So, and now we're going to start digging into these lists. We're also going to create another list here, and we're gonna 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's okay. There we go. And just for simplicity's sake, we're only going to be using integers. We don't really need to go into the other types of values because we already saw that you can add other types of data. You can add strings and floats and bools as well. So for now, we're just going to be using numbers. Keep this easy. So with these methods, just like the string methods, how we were able to search for something, or we were able to find something, or we were able to replace something, we're going to be using these methods essentially for the same thing. Fortunately, lists do not have as many methods, so it's kind of nice. Also, I do want to talk about pop right here, which is a stack method, which is another type of data structure. There's push and pop. Push is add a value to the stack. Pop is remove the value and display it. However, when they did pop, it was append was already added to Python before pop was added to Python. That's why there's no push. I was curious about that. I figured you might want to know if you are a little bit more advanced. So yeah, that's about it. Also, let's kind of flip this one around here. This one's not gonna work for our purposes. So okay, that'll work for our purposes. So let's just go ahead and call this sort method on list2. Okay, list2 dot sort. Okay, and that's really, it's going to do exactly what you think it's going to do. It's going to, well, I guess you can't just call that print on it right now. It's not going to let us do that. So list2, and then print list2. Okay, and okay, so there we go. Now it's ordered everything. There are other algorithms which will allow you to sort this like a bubble sort or something. But this is the easiest way. Just know there are better ways to sort than just using this sort method. But that works for now, for our purposes. And then we can do list1 dot append, and we can we can add like any given value, print list 1, and also what we can do is we can do x equals 6, and then we can do list 1 dot append, we can append x, right? So, and then we're gonna print list 1 again. All right, and you can see that it added the value, first the 2, then the 6, right? I'm actually curious about this one though, so let's check this out. I'm not sure if this will allow us, but we can see what happens, right? Append list 2. I'm not sure this will work, but we can definitely try. Actually, we'll know without even having to print it. Yeah, actually it's gonna let us do that. Print list 1. Okay. So okay, so that actually created a nested list, so we put a list inside of a list. And nested lists are a thing. Very much so, especially like when we're talking about like a tree or binary tree, you will see nested lists. So that's not that exceptional. But it's good to at least see it and be exposed to it, understand kind of what happened there, because it's literally adding a list to a list. Okay, so now let's get rid of this though, because we don't really need that there right now. Okay, instead, let's let's do list 1 dot remove. Oh, not a remove. Remove. Let's see. We're gonna remove a value, so let's try to just remove 2, okay? And there's only 1 2 value there, I believe. Oh, of course there's two values. Let's change that to a 9, okay? List 1, okay? And let's see what happens. All right. So that actually removed that 1 2 that was there. However, I do want to try this out, right? Let's see what actually happens here. Does it remove all instances of 2? No. Okay, so it's only going to search through the list. It's going to walk through it. The first 2 it sees it's going to wipe out, and then after that it's done. Also, I don't know if this is possible. No, it takes only 1 argument. So if you need to do that, you need to do it twice. So again, in this case, it might be easier if you were to just index at the locations, remove the elements, but we're not going to really get too deep in this because we're just talking about the methods right now. Now, let's see, we did remove, and now we're going to do insert. Okay, so list 1 dot insert, and this is going to ask for an index. So I don't know how big our list is right now, but let's count. It's 1 2 or 0 1 2 3 4. So let's go at location 4. Okay, go at location 4, and we're going to add x. Okay, so there you have it, right? Oh, we need to. It'd probably help if we did this. And every time you do one of these little prints, okay, let's see, so we're adding it to location 4 0 1 2 3 4, okay, right here. Every time you're doing one of these prints, you're doing an input and output, so these do actually slow down your program every time. But right now we're not worried about our efficiency of our programs at all, so we're not concerned with that, but just keep that in mind in the back of your head. So we just did an insert at a location. This list 1 dot clear. I'm sure you can kind of figure out what this does. Okay, and whoa, we have an empty list. Okay, so yeah, you can literally just wipe out the entire list just like that. Now that's kind of okay, I guess, but kind of need a little bit. We need some values here. So we're gonna actually get rid of this. Okay, we're not gonna keep that because we want some values. All right. So and then let's see. Okay, so we're gonna create a new empty list. Okay, list 3 equals empty. Okay, and now we're going to use that copy method. And watch how I do this. List 3 equals list 1 dot copy. Okay, and then you want to print list 3. This would be the best way to do this. Okay, so that's list 3. Even though it's the same values as this, we just literally copied it, just like when we were using that slice. You know, instead we're just using a method. Okay, it's the same thing though, same exact thing. We could just count it out and copy it, but we're gonna keep it simple here. And then let's see, we're going to do list 3 dot pop. Let's see, so it says index equals -1. So remember how I said we had negative indexing? So right here, it's going to literally remove the last value. Okay, list 3 dot pop and list 3. Okay, and let's check it out. See what I'm saying? It removed that 6, which was a copy of 2, or 1. It was a copy of 1, and so now we just removed our last value. In a typical stack, you'd actually want to print that value that was popped out, but we're not worrying about that structure right now. So now let's do list. I think it was which one did we add a to, let's see, list 1. Okay, we're gonna do a count, okay, of 2, and that should return 2. It should say that there are, oh, we need to print the count here. That's what we need to do. 2. Okay, let's print list 1 right there, just so we can get an idea of what's going on here. Oh, hold on. Okay. All right, let's add another value here, just so you can see it for practicality purposes. Since I know we haven't wiped out a 1 there, so let's run this again. Oh, we gotta change the value, right? Change the value. There you go. So see, it's counting that there's 2 1s in this list. Okay, so it's about that simple there. And now we're gonna use our print function here, and we're going to use list 3, and we're going to get the index of let's see, what value do we want to get in list 3? List 3 is a copy of list 1. Let's get a value of the index of 3. Okay, so it's saying it's at 3 in list 3. Where's the last print of list 3? Let's add a new line here. Well, let's just not a new line. Let's add a list 3 so we know where our list 3 is. Okay, so now we're looking for 3, so 0, 1, 2 right here. See that? So that's just returning that index And now we can print, let's see, list 2 dot reverse, okay? And so this is pretty self-explanatory. It's going to literally reverse list. So actually what we want to do here is we can't just put that in the print because it doesn't have a return value. So now we can print list 2. Okay, now we can print list 2. Alright, and so now it's reverse list 2. Do we even have a print of list 2 anywhere? Yeah, we do. We have a print of list 2 way up here. So you see this is actually a sorted list, okay? Because remember, this was the sort of this one. So we sorted it, and then now we're reversing it actually later on down the path, okay? And so this final one that we're going to use is it's going to extend. Now what that means is, think about concatenation, okay? So I'm going to show you this again just so you remember what concatenation is. A string, okay? String 2 equals about stuff, right? And we're going to add this little thing now. Oh, where'd it go? Come back. Okay. Now we're going to print string plus string 2, okay? And now we have the values and they're combined. Oh, we have to actually use the equal operator to assign the value. So here we are, okay? And now we have a string about stuff, okay? So you see how we use this little operator to join these two strings together? We're actually extending the range of the list of characters, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to list 2 dot extend list 1, okay? So we're going to be joining list 2 with list 1, okay? So here we are, and now we're going to print list 2, all right? And now we actually have these values together. So unlike the previous one where we ended up with a nested list, okay? Let's go take a look up here. Give me a minute. So once we get this nested list, okay, we don't actually want this nested list. I mean, it works for some cases. However, in this case, we do not want that. We just want to have the actual list joined together. So that's pretty much it for the most part. We actually have the different lists, we have the different methods, we've used them, you've seen how to use them in the actual programs that you're going to come up with in the future. So if there's any other questions you have or any other concerns about how to use these methods or how you should implement them or what's the best way to because sometimes it's not always clear, like you're going to say, oh, I want to, like this one, right? Like list 1 dot count, right? You got to remember that you need to wrap that in that print because it actually returns a value, or the index, it returns a value, an integer value. However, it's not going to actually give you that value. It's not going to display to the screen without you actually requesting that it display that value. Instead, it's going to just go into, well, a black hole of values in the terminal or in the shell, and then you won't actually know what the index is. So that's where you need to use this print. But not every time do you need to use this print as well, because sometimes it's just not going to work. In that print is a function which returns none. It returns nothing. All it does is display data to the screen. So in this case, you want that return value to display to the screen. Okay, so for the most part, that covers everything that I can think of here in terms of actually using these methods. If you have any more questions, comments, concerns, then please do let me know in the comments. Also like and subscribe, and happy coding.